a great night. It's now 7:24 here. I hope you're having a great night here. Hi guys, how are you tonight? Sorry for the delay, I was trying to get like the lighting together because the lighting was very bad. So I was trying to do that. So, thank you guys for coming into my live tonight. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day and that your New Year's is going well. Um, I hope your New Year's is going well and you're having a wonderful New Year's. I just wish that for everyone. I hope you guys are enjoying your day. You're enjoying your Friday. I'm all confused with the days because, I've been home for so long with no set schedule. That's fine. We can chat. People will come in and out. That's how it works. And my light is really going crazy. So maybe, I don't know, it's flickering. But if people aren't in your live right now, they'll see it later once I post it. But do try to like my live when you guys come in. I really do appreciate that. Try to like my live when you come in. Get it as many likes as possible. So my topic of the day is, why don't people keep their New Year's resolutions? I know we all have resolutions that we set, that we say that we're going to do at the beginning of the year, and then we don't follow through. Like, I'll say I'm going to the gym every day. You see that light behind me? I'm going through to the gym every day. I'm gonna walk 10,000 steps. I'll go to the gym, and then I don't follow that resolution. So I did not put down any notes, or I didn't set a resolution yet, but I do know what I really want. So I'll write it down tonight, and hopefully everything comes true. You know, I pretty much have everything I need in my life. So resolutions would be a goal that I wish to set for myself. And, we all have that, but per Google, 80 to 90% of people fail their resolution. So there's only about 8 to 9% a success rate. Within the first 2 weeks of the year, people normally, it goes out the window. People normally don't follow their resolution. And why do you think that is? I think because people set a high standard for themselves. They set their standards too high. If you know you're someone who doesn't go to the gym every day, why would your resolution be to go to the gym every day? Like, you're not that type of person, you know? It goes out the window, meaning we forget about it. We forget to do a resolution. It's like we set a resolution, but as the week goes on, it's out the window. It's gone. That's what I mean. Like, you throw it away, it's gone. That's what I mean by out the window. With your resolution, it's like you don't care about your resolution anymore. It's not important. So with that, seeing that the success rates of our New Year's resolution is so low, I'm thinking people need to set more realistic goals for their resolution. They need to do better, make a more realistic goal for your resolution. Make small steps, baby steps. I know people normally they set their goals too high. It's unreachable. So try to make baby steps, try to do things that you know that you actually can accomplish. I know some of the hard goals you have to really push yourself, and that's okay. But if you know that you can't accomplish it within this year, maybe say within 5 years, I can accomplish that goal. Or within 6 months, if you can't do it within, the first 3 months of the year. And I am not saying that you shouldn't make a resolution for yourself, because you certainly should. You should set goals for yourself. You should have goals and steps to follow. Sometimes when we're just roaming through life, anything could happen. If you're just living life with no goals, no standards, your life will go anyway, anyhow, in any direction. So it's best to set goals, but try not to set it where you know it's unreachable. Whatever goal you have for yourself in life is the goal you could set. Like for me, I may say, oh, I need to lose 10 pounds by so and so date. I can't say, oh, within 2 weeks, I have to lose 10 pounds. No, because pretty much if I lose 10 pounds within 2 weeks, I'm doing something that's unnatural to lose the 10 pounds. Instead, I should set a goal like within the first 3 months of the year, I should try to lose 10 pounds. That's what I'm saying about reachable goal. If you set things, your standards so high, it will be so hard for you to reach, and then that will upset you. That will make you frustrated. You know, my goals on YouTube, I just wish guys to make my goal. Hopefully, Thank you for asking that question because that's such a good question. So my goals for YouTube is that I get to 10,000 followers hopefully by March. I've been sitting at like 8,500 and I really want to get to 10,000. So you guys have to help me by coming in liking my live. The more you like my live, it's the more people will come in and watch me. No, I know there's not a lot of people tonight, but normally we have a few people, and I schedule the lives so that people can know that I'll be on because normally I just randomly come on and I get random people, but I would like random followers or people who are my day ones, like they would say, people who are normally on here, because I love to talk and I love to have conversations with people on YouTube. So I hope to get my following up to 10,000 and get my likes up. And I hope to put more videos on. That's my goal, to be more consistent with my videos, to do more videos and more shorts, try to do more things. It's cold where I'm at, so I am not really doing any activities. I have just been home trying to unwind because I did have a very busy 2025. So the last 2 weeks of the year, I said I would just unwind and I don't have to do much. Normally, when we're off on school break, I'm going everywhere, like the movies, ice skating. But this year, we just relaxed. Yes, I have boys. I don't know if you hear them in the background. Now, guys, please don't forget to like my live when you come on. I do have boys. The youngest is 9. His birthday just passed December 26th. So, and we're in sports, they have sporting events like we do track and then football. So on Sunday, we have a meet. So, I like to relax over the weekends because I know we'll be traveling somewhere on either Saturday or Sunday. So our days are pretty busy. So next week most people will start back to get back to normal. They'll have to go to work, go back. The kids are back in school. So it will be busy for everyone. I don't know if you hear the kids in the background. They're very loud, you know? You tell them to be quiet, but they don't listen. When you have boys are so um okay, I have 3 sons. One is 21, one is 11, he'll be 12 soon, and then the youngest one is 9. But my nephew is always is here too. He's 12, like my middle son. He's 12 years old. So they're here. You hear them running around and they know they're not supposed to run. So that's the thing with boys. You always have to have activities with them outside of your household because they will definitely tear up your house. And it's just kids don't understand. You can't tear up someone's house. Even they live there, but it's like you're not going to pay for what you're messing up. So give me a second. I have to go tell them to stop because I'm downstairs and I could hear them all over. They're too much. Give me a second. Sorry about that. I don't really like to shout at kids, and I like for me to just talk calmly and for kids to listen. But with boys, they don't take soft parenting. You cannot soft parent boys. It's like you'll ask them nicely, stop, and they just keep they don't stop until you shout and yell at them. So it's something you have to get used to with boys. I know people might look at you crazy when you yell at your boys, but my boys, it's like they don't take soft parenting. You'll talk softly and they'll laugh at you. You have to shout, which I hate shouting. You know, as a female, I don't feel like you need to shout to get someone's attention, but that's how these boys are. You need to shout, put them in order for them to, you know, um, listen. So basically, I was talking about how we don't, we fail at our resolutions. So because I was reading and talking to my girlfriend about that, and she was saying she had resolutions and I had resolutions. Now, last year, my resolution was to travel somewhere different beside the islands, but I didn't get to do it because I get anxiety if I have to go too far, if I have to fly too far. So no, no, unfortunately, I don't have any girls. Do you have any girls, Joanna? Do you have any kids? I don't have any girls. I am a girly girl, which I always say, but God said, no, you're not getting any girls. God said you're not getting any girls. So it's okay. I don't have any girls. I have nieces, you know, I have nieces, so girlfriend meaning a girl that's a friend. What can I say, girlfriend? My best friend, that's a girl. I have a husband, but my girlfriend is a girl. So we were talking about our resolution. So she and I like to walk. We like to walk, but when it gets cold, we don't walk. So we were talking earlier because I was on my treadmill. I told her I needed to lose 10 pounds. And normally, this is when I actually, work out towards the end of the year. I know some people they start, whereas at the end of the year, the beginning of the year, they already meet their resolution. However, for me, I start working out really when the winter is here. So I will snap back in the winter. So I was telling her I needed to lose 10 pounds. So we said, yes, we're gonna get our proper winter gear and then we'll walk downtown or walk in areas where we can in the winter because there's no way that you should be stuck in your house when it's the winter. Okay, how did I know how to pronounce your name? Because Joanna, isn't that on one of like, isn't that on one of those shows with Martin? Joanna, wasn't that that's how I know how to pronounce it. Uh, I think it was on, but yeah, and the way it's spelled, Jew, as in Judah, I know people named Judah, so I just pronounce it Joanna. So I did it right. I did it properly. You have a very nice name, by the way. But do you have any kids? So yeah, me and my friend was talking about how we'll start doing 10,000 steps because as you get older, you have to work out. You have to keep your heart active. Like with my job, if we're not, they let us take an insurance test every year. And if we're not like a stick, they'll send us these things saying, oh, you're overweight, you're blah, blah, blah. So I have to be a certain weight, which I'm not that weight, and I will never get to that weight because I will not be that skinny again because it doesn't look good on me. But the weight they're saying that I should be at my height, I'll never be that weight if I'm like healthy. I don't think I'll naturally go down to that size because it doesn't look good. I'm a grown woman. Why do I need to be that size? You know? Shanae. But Juana was somewhere, was in one of those comedies, like either with the brothers or something. So that's how I knew it. But Juana, I just knew how to pronounce your name. But that name is somewhere in one of those black comedies. But you have a really pretty name. I've never heard it outside of the comedies. I've never seen somebody in my real life with that name. So it's a good name, yeah. It's a nice name. And your name is Pierre. Are you from Haiti? That's a Haitian name. So I'm thinking you're from Haiti. I'm not asking, you might be from another island. Juana man. Yes. See, but they spelled it differently. Yeah. So I just feel like, yep, Juana, man, what was I saying? Sorry, you guys got me off track. Yeah, Juana, man, but your name is pretty. It's pretty, yeah. My name is it's like I love my name. It's a plain name. My middle name is a little bit more unique than my first name. So I should have really went by my middle name because I don't hear it much. But Carla is so plain. It's nice, but it's plain. Yes, so okay, you are. I have a lot of Haitian friends here. I'm not Haitian, I'm Jamaican, but I know a lot of Haitian friends. They're pretty cool. They're really nice people. People should not talk bad about them. The ones that I know are pretty nice. Yeah, they're nice. So my friend, he's a guy, he's a Haitian guy. It's like we're always talking about going back to school together. We're older, like in our 40s. So every year we ask each other, oh, when are we going to go back to school? We're like a friends group. So we're supposed to go to school. We always talk about it and we just never make it there. Because, see, that's one of my goals too, is to just take a class because normally I have the kids. I study with them, tutor with them, but my only hobby is pretty much just going to the gym or working out. In 2026, I said I need a more intellectual hobby where I can, learn something. So that's also one of my goals for 2026, one of my resolutions. So we'll see because I am a very fickle person. I know they say sign Gemini. I'm very indecisive. I change my mind pretty quickly, which is very bad. I get bored easily and I just switch. I switch really quickly, which is so bad. So I'll get interested in something and I do it and then I'm bored, then I go back. It's just back and forth, back and forth. But I hope we can accomplish our goals in 2026, you know? So I hope we can accomplish our goals. Right. It is 2026, but right, I'm saying I hope we can accomplish our goals in 2026. Sorry. I hope we can accomplish our goals in 2026. It's January, what date? January 2nd. So we have time. I can always take a class, I can always do something. You know, with losing 10 pounds is very easy for me. I can just walk. I love to walk and be active. So it's very easy, but every year I say, oh, I need to lose that extra 10 pounds. It's really silly. But this year I'll try to get serious. Like with traveling, my friends and I always say, oh, we'll end up somewhere different. However, We don't. We always end up going to the same place or going to the island where we're from. So that's um I'll that's pretty much it. We'll try to accomplish our resolutions in 2026. You know? So pray for me. Pray for me with my resolutions, and I hope you guys are able to accomplish your resolutions because how old are you, Joanna? How old are you? My kids will be back to school soon too. The 5th is that Monday. Yeah, they'll be back to school on Monday. I loved school when I was younger, but it's so hard for me to get back in the swing of school. Like I said, I'm older, 43. So I have to just force myself, I'll randomly study a book, but I won't to go to school. I'll sometimes I even will take a class just to take a class. It's really weird. Like I'm really weird. Like I'll take a class just to take a class. Because just to take a class is not that expensive. If you're taking a class at your community college or something, it's not that expensive. Like what, $100? You're only 9. Why are you doing? What are you doing on my life? Because I'm like a 9-year old at the same age as my son. He just turned 9. I say when I do my live, I say no, it's not for kids, but it still allow kids to come into my live. I don't know what's up with YouTube. Like, I'm not saying children can't come into my live. You hear the kids, right? You hear the boys. And I went up to tell them to stop. They're playing games. So that's how boys act. Pretty much that's how houses with boys. They yell and scream. They're playing a game. Yeah. So if you're 9, they're about the same age as you. That's what happens when you have children. That's like when someone is on the phone and they say, "Oh my God, I can't hear your kids in the background are so loud." Well, I have a 12-year-old too. He's 11. He's about to be 12 in a few weeks in the early parts of February. So when boys are playing together, playing games, video games, they are just very loud. They're very active. So normally I put them in their room, let them play. They're on break. Pretty much next week they'll have a very serious, serious school week. No games. They don't get games until the weekend. Is it a good? Okay, you're hearing them? Oh, yeah. Thank you, Godspeed, because I didn't think they were that loud, and you can't really hear. They're upstairs, and they're just playing a game, but they did calm down because they know when we tell them to stop, they know how to stop because they're respectful, you know? And guys, kids are supposed to be free and have fun. They're not supposed to be confined. Like that's how I love my kids because they're not shy. They are free to do whatever they want respectfully, like with respect. But they're good kids. They're just playing games. They're relaxing because they'll have a very tough day on Sunday. They have to run, and 4 kids have to run to 200 and 400, and they're just mad. They're mad about it. But we'll see. I'll probably put up their races on my shorts. I haven't been putting up any of their races because the season just started and it's like it's not really active right yet. You hear them again, right? Is not active yet. So on Sunday, yeah, we'll have a track meet and we'll be having fun. So right now, I let them relax. They're drinking their water. They're doing things that an athlete just preparing themselves for the race. And, you know, they can play games. They're playing video games, you know. But Godspeed, what is one of your resolutions for 2026? I know I mentioned a few of my resolutions, but I was reading on Google how about 8 to 9% of people succeed in their resolutions. I feel like in 2026, if you're trying to be on a weight journey, please do it healthy. I see people where they're doing things like they're taking pills, they're taking injections where it suppresses your appetite and you can't eat. But I feel like that's an unsafe way of doing weight loss because that affects you in the future, I believe. And also, ooh, that's a good degree. I hope you finish it. Congratulations on your degree. Are you on your fourth year, second year? You know, that's a good feel because so much things with cybersecurity and things happening behind the scene. Now, oh, certificate. So yeah, you're good. So if you're getting that, you should know who's hacking into your system. I remember a conversation. Um, so yeah, I forgot what I was saying. I totally just had a brain fart. And I cannot eat ice cream because ice cream, you're craving ice cream. Yeah, they play Fortnite. There's another one that they play. They play Fortnite, and I forgot the other game. Oh, I can't remember their games. I know someone asked me the other day if I'll join with them, but I am not a video game person, you know. But I'll probably play one of the games with them. I don't like video games at all. I've never been a video game person, but like if we go to an arcade and stuff like that, I'll play with them. But to sit at home on video games, they have each other. They have all three of them. So I feel like, yeah, in 2026, if you guys are going to school, getting your certificate, go ahead and do it. Don't let anything deter you from getting your certificate for signing up the class or doing what you need to do to get what you need to make your life better. I feel like a lot of people have given up on themselves and in 2026 don't do that because I hope for everyone to win in 2026. I hope you succeed. I hope you accomplish all your goals and your dreams because life, as long as you're living, guys, don't give up, you know? So, what does that mean, Joanna? Your sister is talking about your auntie. It's great. I feel like for me and my friend, we will join the class. We keep talking. It's been about 10 years we've been talking. We've been studying, but it's so difficult. You know? Oh, Roblox. Yes, they're playing Fortnite. I don't know. They play Roblox, but I forgot the name that they play on Roblox. My kids are always talking about Roblox, but I don't let them play. They're playing now because they're on break. You allow them to do, but I can't wait for summertime to come so that they can be outside and not be inside on Roblox. I don't like Roblox. I hate that game because it have the young kids so addicted to it. It's just ridiculous. And it doesn't do anything to help their brains. But I do like one thing about Roblox, that the kids can create their own games, and I my son created his own game before. So if a kid have that type of intelligence in that part, I think that's good, because that, what's that like, kind of programming, you know? So programming. I guess no one liked our topic today. They didn't like my topic about why do resolutions fail, you know? It is what it is. But I feel like resolutions fail because we set our standards up too high. You know, our standards are too high, and we need to, not saying you need to lower your standards, because we each have our own goals that we need to set, but you need to know a reachable goal. Like, you can't say, "Oh, I'll get this, you know, I'll lose 20 pounds in 1 week." That's an unreachable goal. No one can do that unless they're sick. So things like that is an unreachable goal, but try to take a small step to make yourself better, and then move on to the bigger step. Like, take it one by one. You know, I have a friend that is, whenever I set my standards too high, she always will let me know, that's just, you can't do that. Just take it one step at a time. And I like that. Some people will let you see what reality is, and for you not to live in a delusion. And I love that about my friends. We're honest and open with each other. Well, my true friends, we're open and honest with each other, so we can talk about things like that. Like, I don't get offended if Juana, you are way too young to be on my live, because you are 9 years old, and my son is 9 years old. I would not want him to sit on my live and talk about this. He doesn't listen to what I'm talking about now. He'll listen and he'll be like, "What are you talking about, mom?" But he's worried about playing Roblox with his brother and cousin. So, unfortunately, Joanna, I hope you have a great day, but I have to block you, like they say, because you're too young. I don't want to guess the color of your shorts. I don't, that's not intellectual. Um, Go let your mom guess the color of your shorts. I'm sorry, but go do that. How do you do? I put Joanna in a timeout. Joanna is in a timeout, you know? I'm so, I put Joanna in a timeout. I did not know you could do that. Put them in a timeout. That is hilarious. Give me 1 second. That's so funny. Okay. Thank you guys for waiting. Um, I'm so hungry. I ordered Friday night wings and pizza for the kids, and it just arrived. Boys can eat. I don't know. For your parents with boys, I commend you because they can eat. Because I gave them, they asked for dinner, a breakfast for dinner. So about 6:30, I gave them that for dinner, and they were still hungry. So I just ordered pizza and wings for them. It's like, for boys, I feel bad. I have to bison wings. Yes, we had bison wings. So they had dinner and pizza and wings. Boys eat so much. I'm sorry for the males on here, but they do. Ask your mother. They eat so much food. It's like, we'll see how tall they are. You know, we'll see. I had wings. I don't really like the pizza at this place, but they love the pizza. I'm very particular about my pizza because pizza is not my favorite meal. Chicken wings now. I love chicken wings. So I love chicken wings. But pizza, no. Mm-mm. No way. Now, guys, don't forget to like my live. I guess no one likes this topic about the New Year's resolution. Mm, I know. Oh my goodness. It's great having family over, but I can't wait for these kids to go back to school. I can't do pizza because I'll gain too much weight. Mm-mm. Too much bread and cheese. Mm-mm. I have to lose about 10 pounds. Pizza, I only did one slice. I ate and I'm good. The only pizza, mm, we don't like the same type of food. Did you watch Pop the Balloon when the girl popped and the guy didn't like? Well, I do like tuna. You know what I like? Tuna, the tuba tuna sub at Subway. Oh my God, I could have that all day. But the bread itself is just, it's too much bread, and when you're on a diet, you cannot eat. But the tuna sub, I do tuna and have everything in it, and it tastes so good. Spaghetti, not so much. Like, how do you make your spaghetti? Do you make it with beef, or do you make it? My kids don't really like spaghetti, but they have to have spaghetti at least once a week. We cook that once a week. Spaghetti once a week. But I was watching Pop the Balloon, and the girl, she and the guy had different, like, she was saying she was from Louisiana. So her diet was rich soul food. And the guy said his meal that he prefer was Chinese, Spanish food, and some other food. It just sounded like he ate out at fast food restaurants. He didn't cook for himself, and she ate more at home and like more soul food, home cooked meals. So she popped her balloon because she said their cooking style and eating style is not the same. And For some reason, I agree with that because it's hard to be with someone that have a different eating style than you. You know, you guys will always have to eat different meals, and it's hard. Like it's hard to have someone who doesn't have the same diet or eat differently because you have to cook like five different meals in your home. Okay, you have to cook five different meals in your home. Like my hubby, he does not eat meat, and but the things he eat, the veggies he eat, I can eat, because what you added with rice or dumplings, and I can eat that. I don't have to eat meat, but my kids, they're not gonna just eat veggies. They have to eat meat. Okay, you'll eat whatever is made for you. Um, Me, I eat the same things. Like I'm a rice person. I know some people like pasta. They love pasta, but that I love rice. I could just eat cook any meat with rice and I'm good. Rice and a side of veggies. I like mac and cheese, but on holidays I don't like to eat it like every day, you know. What else do I like? I love Jamaican food, and Jamaican food is a lot of rice, but I don't have a very have a very picky diet, but it's not like, over the top. I'll make rice and stew chicken, or for my kids I'll make spaghetti tacos. They like burgers. They like American dishes, whereas I like more authentic Jamaican food, you know? But we have to eat, so we have to eat. Like I just ate a slice of pizza and wings, and that's okay for me. I don't have to eat anymore for the rest of the night. I'll have a fruit or something. But to each their own. I guess if you it's weird to pop someone for not having the same eating style. Okay. Okay, listen, I'm not eating anything. I'm sorry, because I'm not eating anything because I don't eat everything. I'm not eating everything. I know people eat like calamari, and I'm not eating that. you know. Do you like seafood? I'm not eating calamari. If it's the meat that I like to eat and it's prepared right, I'll eat it. But I am not eating everything. I just have a particular diet and I try to stick to it. I try to stick to it. And guys, I prefer home keep ew. I prefer to eat home cooked meals, you know? I prefer home cooked meals over fast food because you don't know what they're really putting in the meals. They'll say what they're putting in the meals, but you don't know for sure what they're putting in the meals. But a grizzly bear, no, I will not eat a grizzly bear. If you're someone that likes to eat different types of food, then travel the world. And that's what I say when I travel. I normally don't try the different cultures' food, and that's a bad thing. But some of the things they eat is just very different. It's very different. And if you're not used to that diet, that will mess up your stomach. Well, I used to really love seafood, but I don't eat it as much. I eat it maybe once in a while, you know. I'll eat salmon a lot. I make it at home a lot. The kids like it. I like it. But not all my kids like salmon. Two of us like it, and the other two, my husband doesn't eat it. My younger son, that's 9, he will not eat salmon. I don't know why he hates salmon. So only me and my middle son eat salmon. The other two don't really like it. They like mostly beef and chicken. So bake. See, the kids are fighting over what extra slice of pizza. I'm sorry, I'm mute. I was talking baked or grill what? Baked or grill what? I forgot what I said because I got interrupted over pizza. So it's like you share the amount, equal amount. They get hungry. You say, no, you can't have, oh, salmon. Salmon, sometimes I'll bake it. I like it baked or I'll grill it or sometimes I fry it, but mostly I like it baked. I'll add, garlic at the top, lemon, and season it. And it's so good. I love salmon. I love salmon, but my taste buds change daily. Like I could eat veggies without eating meat, but I need meat like red meat because I don't know what's up with these kids and pizza because they could eat. My kids can eat. Do you hear them fighting over? Guys, this is why I don't normally do lives at home or I do it late when they're sleeping because it's Friday. They're supposed to be very relaxed and chill. You get them pizza and it's like they're fighting over. It's like if you buy the extra, extra large, they don't eat the entire thing. Mm-mm-mm. Did I tell you I just fed them like an hour ago? Like I literally fed them. I gave them like a breakfast and then I ordered the pizza. I can't do it. Mm-mm. I can't feed boys because they eat. It's like, and I don't really, how some people know how to cook for like a very huge family. I don't know how to cook like a lot of food. I cook just enough food because my kids don't like leftovers. So I cook where they eat it. And then tomorrow I have to make something else. But my mom, when she cooked for a lot. But then again, it was 8 people in the household. But my nephew's here, has been here for the holidays. So I've had an extra mouth to feed? That's why I would not have any more kids because how do you afford that much? But I'm too old. That's what I'm saying. I'm okay with my little family. And most people don't consider that small, but mm-mm. Kids, that's why you hear parents, it's like these kids need to go back to school because they'll pretty much eat down your entire house, and they're not doing anything. They act like they're adults. They play games and they eat and sleep, and that's it. I don't know. They play games, eat, and sleep. We need more people on here because they need to get it lit on a Friday. Everyone's sleeping? It must be a holiday. These kids were going crazy over the pizza. They're funny. Mm-mm. It's like if you buy a party size, they waste the pizza. If you buy extra large, it's not enough. So I figured they just ate, so I didn't have to order, excuse me, like a party size. But my one of my sons, he loves pizzas and he eats so many slices of pizza. I told him that's not good. You cannot eat that much bread and cheese. Like, I don't understand these kids. Boys, I can't wait to see how tall they get because they eat a lot of food for 12-year-old, 9-year-olds. It's too much. It's too much for real. Okay. So I'm gonna start my live over because there should be more people on my live. I don't know. It's 8:26 and normally I have more people on, but no one wants to talk about the resolution. People failing on their resolution, you know? No one wants to talk about our New Year's resolution failing. But if you guys are someone who is if you're doing I don't understand how I keep seeing it pop up. I don't know if it's because I talk about the injection with the weight loss, but for Serena Williams, it's just baffling to me that a sports star would be promoting an injection to lose weight. You're an athlete. I just feel like it doesn't go together hand in hand. Like if you're an athlete, you're not supposed to be talking about a weight loss injection. You're supposed to be talking about healthier ways to lose weight, not taking shortcuts and using a weight loss injection. And I'm not knocking anyone for using the injection, but it just keeps popping up into my like news feed that, you know, her ad keep popping up, the GLP-1, and it's just odd to me because when I see her as like a star athlete, and I just see her being, number one, and I just feel like she did things naturally. So I don't understand why it's popping up. So that's pretty much what I don't understand why Serena would promote. She would promote weight loss injection, and I feel like people need to be well aware, like if you're trying to lose weight as your resolution, then be careful, do things naturally. I know some people feel like certain weight is unachievable or unattainable, but it's not unattainable. Hi Rose, how are you? It's not unattainable or unachievable to lose 10 pounds. You just have to be very consistent and disciplined. It's a mental thing. Losing weight is a mental thing because we can gain weight so easily, but losing weight, and I am that type of person that um, I gain weight quickly, but when I lose weight, it's like I lose it in the wrong places. So We can't do fast injections. Rose, where are you located again? We cannot do fast. We can't do injections to lose weight because that will make our body saggy, and it just doesn't look good for everybody. It's like you take the injection, you lose weight, and then you have to go get another surgery to fix your skin. Guys, don't forget to like my live as you come in. You have to do another surgery to fix your skin after you lose weight. And I don't like to talk about weight, like telling others what to do when it comes to weight loss, because there's so many people that struggle with weight and struggle with, diet. I am one of them. I'm not like, I'm just, you know, I'm not big, big, but when you're a certain age, you have to be a certain size. So we have to be careful with what we use to lose weight. Walking will allow you to lose weight. If you take like maybe 10,000 steps a day, what's that, about 1 hour per day, you'll be able to lose weight. I know I sit, my job requires me to sit, so that's why I like to get up and be active after working. I'll always be active, but don't do the injections, guys, for your resolution. Don't do that. A lot of people are promoting things that is not healthy for the body. It's not good for the body. And I feel like a lot of people, they want to work on their outside and they don't want to work on their inside. So losing weight, it looks good, but make sure that you're working on your morals and values as well. Make sure you're working on your inside of yourself. So for a resolution, I think more people need to say, oh, how can I become better? How can I love myself more so that I can pour out love to others? And how can I be a better person? Because there's a lot of people out there that are they're morally wrong. They do morally wrong things and they don't care. They don't care what they do. They just don't care. And it might be baffling to you, but those people are like, that's who they are. They're morally corrupt. So you have to try to work on yourself in 2026. Try to be better. Try to be better in 2026. Okay? I know I'm home, but I love to wear lip gloss. I'm addicted to lip gloss. It's just so crazy. When I'm talking, I like to have glossy lips. So in 2026, we will achieve our goals. We will get where we want to go. And I hope everyone, you know, you're able to achieve your goals, you're able to get what you want in life. And don't be like that 90% that set a resolution and don't achieve it. Don't be that person, okay? Try to, accomplish your goal. Try to, walk the right path. Try to do what's best for you. you know I feel like I mentioned before in my life, that we don't accomplish our goals because we set our goals or standards too high. We set our standards too high. Stuffy. We set our standards too high, and that's why we're unable to reach it. So make sure you set your standards not low, but set it where you can achieve it. Like, set small standards at a time, and then you'll be able to achieve it. You know, do it one step at a time. I hope that your goals are attainable. Sometimes, like my goal is always to try to travel somewhere every year that's different from the norm. Normally, you'll see me in the island somewhere, but hopefully in 2026, I'm able to go somewhere different. But I do get anxious being far away from home. Even I do like to see different things. So in 2026, make sure that you don't be like that 10% of people that don't achieve your goals. Make sure you set your resolution and you follow through it. I know a lot of people are doing vision boards of where they would want their life to be, and sometimes that works. It works if you set a plan for your life and you follow the plan step by step. Sometimes you'll be lost because you don't have a plan. Remember, guys, this is your book and your story and your life. You have to set your own plan for your life. You have to set your own goals and you have to follow it. And don't ever think your goal is unreachable or unachievable. Don't do that. You have to look into yourself, believe in yourself, and push yourself. You don't need anyone to push you. You don't need anyone to help you accomplish your goal. Maybe some of us do, but you have to push yourself to where you want to go. You have to say, "Oh, I need to do this." And guess what, guys? I'm talking to myself because I'm someone who get very bored easily, and I don't I wouldn't say I give up, but I will go from one project to the next. So that is really bad. But in 2026, we'll stick to the projects that we have. We'll stick to the goals that we have. We'll do one goal at a time. And when we accomplish one goal, we'll move on to the next goal. So that is what I would like for everyone who has come onto my live or who will watch my live. But make sure that you have faith in yourself. A lot of us don't have faith in ourselves, and I feel like that's why our goals are not accomplished. You don't have faith in yourself. You don't have faith in yourself, and that's why a lot of your goals are not accomplished. But make sure you have goals. I'm sorry, make sure you have faith in yourself. Make sure, don't let people deter you from your goals. Sometimes you do have to hide your goals and your plans because there's people who are totally against it. But those people will not understand your walk or your journey. You have to understand your own walk and your own journey. So don't let people deter you from your goals that you have in 2026. Make sure that you stick to the plan and you don't be that 90% of people who fail to accomplish or follow through on their resolution you know. But I really hope that for everyone here on my live, they're able to accomplish everything that they need to, they're able to accomplish everything that they want to, and that your resolutions, they come true. Do your vision board and stick to it. Don't let other people deter you, and walk your path. Walk your path. Walk your path. Walk your path, you know, guys, walk your path. I have faith in you, have faith in yourself. Don't let people deter you from your goal. Don't let people deter you from your dreams. It's a new year. You've been talking about this goal for 10 years. Why aren't you doing it? Why aren't you pushing yourself? What's your fear? Are you afraid of success? Don't be afraid of success, because when you accomplish your goal, you'll be living your truth and living in your dream. You know, you'll be living in your goal and living in your dream, you know? And guys, don't forget to light my live when you enter. Don't forget to light the live. When you enter the live, I would really appreciate it. Are you living in your dreams? Are you accomplishing your goals? What are you doing? What are your plans for the future? And that's what we should ask ourselves. What are our plans? What will our story be? If you need to go to school, go to school. If you need to get a trade. Accomplish your goals. Nothing should stop you from accomplishing your goals. If you need to separate yourself from people, then separate yourself in order to accomplish your goals. Don't let anyone bring you down. Don't let anyone deter you from what God has in store for your life or what God has for your life, your plans, your future. Don't allow anyone to do that. Don't let anyone. There's so many people that will dislike you for who you are. You tell them about your goals and your resolution. You're saying you're getting a college degree or certificate, and they get mad at that. But it's like those things are achievable if you take steps. So you should never be mad at someone for accomplishing their goals or accomplishing their dreams. You should never get mad at people for that. You should always push your own self. Your friend should be your inspiration. Your sister and brother should be your inspiration. Don't envy them. They need to be your inspiration, you know? They need to be your inspiration. And so that's what we're saying. Don't let people deter you from where you need to be and what you need to be, because it is what it is. Life is for everyone. Your goals is for you, and no one can prevent you from achieving your goals. No one can stop your life path. No one. We have free will in life, and our free will is to accomplish our goals. Our free will is to walk our paths. Our free will is to make the right decision. You are your own free will. You are your own choice. Listen to your parents, listen to your partner, listen to your spouse, listen to whoever is pushing you to become better. you know Allow people around your life who will elevate you. Don't let people come into your life who will bring you down. There's a lot of people who come into your life and they will bring you down. They're not happy for you. They will act happy in front of others, but they're not really happy. They just say some things that you can tell. We can tell who's genuine to us and who is really haters, you know? But make sure you stick with the people that treat you right, and stick with the people that will elevate you, make you feel warm in your heart, and make you feel good about yourself and your goals and your dreams. A lot of us will try to force people in our lives that they're not good for us. In 2026, don't do that. Don't force people in your life that don't want to be in your life. Surround yourself with the people who really care for you, who really, like, if you are sick, they would be there. They would be at the hospital. They would call you and check up on you. Do not force yourself on others who they don't care. They don't care if you're dead or alive. Like, if they hear that you're no longer here, then they'll just say, okay, they won't care. They won't visit you in the hospital. They won't do anything. So I'm just hoping that in this year, you guys really open up your eyes to what your goals are. Open up your eyes to who's really there for you. Open up your eyes to setting a plan for your life. Don't let another year go by and there's no plans for your life. As adults, we need plans for our lives. You know? Now, guys, make sure that you light my live when you come in, please. Just put a heart and light the live. Thank you. Make sure that we're accomplishing our resolutions, and don't be the person who fail. Like, set a goal that you'll accomplish. Set a goal that you can achieve. And I wish everyone the best for 2026. I know it's a new year. A lot of people are probably confused about what their goals are, what their plans are, how they'll move forward. A lot of people are stuck in the same. I know it's been like a couple days, it's January 2nd. So a lot of people are stuck and they don't have a plan. And, a lot of us plan what we want to do going forward in the new year. You have to say, by this date, I'll achieve this, by this date, I'll achieve that, and you really should. I feel like in life we all should, set a plan. You don't just be nonchalant and allow your life to go any way. That is a big problem when you're nonchalant and you just allow your life to go wherever the wind blows your life. That's not how it should be. You have to set a plan for your life and follow the plan, especially as an older person. You are the matriarch of your family or the leader of your family. So you set a plan for your family. You know, it's January. If you guys know you travel, you have to set your trips. You'll be traveling here, set your trips, your goal weight. You'll be doing this for your goal weight. But it's like, do what you need to do, do what you need to do to accomplish your goals, and do what you need to do to accomplish your goals, and that's pretty much what I came on here to chat about. And thank you guys for chatting with me tonight. I really appreciate you guys for coming in, and I hope you guys have a wonderful night. And make sure you guys like and subscribe. Also make sure that you're not the person who don't accomplish your goal. Make sure you accomplish your goal in 2026. And have a good night. Thank you guys for joining my live. I really appreciate you guys. Have a good night.